Welcome to World of Marketing Podcast, a Foster Web Marketing production. Here's your host, Tom Foster.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the World of Marketing, where I talk with industry leaders about marketing mindset and business growth. This is the awesome people that work at FWM'S series of the podcast. This episode is brought to you by my own company, Foster Web Marketing. Foster Web Marketing is dedicated to providing cutting-edge, highly customizable websites, marketing, video, and strategic solutions specifically designed for law firms, medical practices, and other professional service businesses. Our award-winning web technology and marketing systems set us apart from everyone else. Please go to our website at fosterwebmarketing.com if you want to know more about marketing that works for your business, medical practice, or law firm. But today, my guest is my good buddy, Scott Duvall. Scott is the head of video production at Foster Web Marketing. He works with an in-house team of editors and interfaces with contractors involved in all aspects of video production for our clients and internal marketing teams. Scott himself has worked in video just shy of a decade with experience in writing and producing commercials, acting and crewing web series and short films, and is currently working on a master's degree in television and media management at Drexel University, where he is right now. Scott, welcome, and thank you so much for taking time to visit with me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Scott, you and I, you've been with the company for how long now?
I joined in February of 2021. So just a little over 2 years now.
It seems like you've been here forever. And, you and I were talking for about 15 minutes before I even press record. I was like, we better press record.
Yeah.
This is great stuff for the podcast. Everybody, Scott is, he's a good friend. He is, I've had him over, and he stayed at my home with me. He is very creative. He is just a wonderful human being. And he started out as an SEO. He started out doing services and doing optimization and working with clients, but this kid has got a knack for video, and so we had a hole. We needed somebody to run the video department, and we've always needed that. So I asked Scott, "Would you do it?" And Scott, you did it. And
I'll say yes to an opportunity like that.
And so he's been running the video department, also still managing some clients, and getting his master's degree at the same time. I don't know how you juggle all these things, but you're an amazing individual, and you're managing the team of editors, and you're just doing a fantastic job. And I can't thank you enough for what you have done with the video department, because finally we've got some organization there where it's just been chaotic for a long time, and now it is just seamless. And videos are coming out. Everybody sees these videos that are popping out like we haven't done in years. We used to do them a lot. We're the ones that put legal videos out in the first place.
Right.
And then we went through a time where we were like, we didn't know what we were doing. And then you came and now got our act together again. So I really appreciate you, Scott Duvall.
Thank you. Yeah, it's cool to be, I don't want to say on the ground floor, because like you said, Foster was one of the pioneers of legal video marketing. But when I came in as just an SEO, you're absolutely right. The video quote unquote department was very much just contracting out with other people, working with partner agencies and such to get these videos out for any clients that wanted it. And we would handle like in-house things ourselves, sure, but I really enjoy being in the position of what's effectively just the architect of this department. When I came down and visited you back in 2022, you're like, I really want to get this up and running. We have a bunch of like loose ties that are just sort of creating projects as needed, but the future is video, and we really want to have a focused, structured approach to it. And it's been a delight to be a part of that from the very beginning.
Yeah, the pandemic, messed us up with video. And, because we had our great, beautiful studio with Jim Folliard and Gear Shift back in Fairfax for years and years. And, we're the ones that started it all, putting lawyers on video on websites. And we were cranking them out, and then pandemic hit and shut us down. We went virtual. I had to, get out of that building and lose that. I lost my studio. And, now Jim has a great green screen studio out in Reston that we can still use. And I've used it many times. And we've got a little studio here in our little Old Town office, but it's really, we still do a lot of video production. As a matter of fact, next week, I'm going out to do an on-location video shoot with our great client, Matt White.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is it. I don't know how many times I've done this. This is probably the third or fourth or fifth time that Jim and I have gone up there to shoot these videos. And what they are just so everybody knows, we prepare the content and the scripts for Matt White in advance and prepare him for that. And then we go up on location. I'm there with Jim and we shoot these videos, and then we come back and then you guys edit them. Yep.
Then it gets handed over to us and we take it from there to delivery.
And then it gets optimized and put on the website and blasted out to the world. Yeah. The next thing you know, Matt White's got all these cases for all these videos that he put out.
Yeah, Matt White appears to be a very prolific.
He's the one. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then I've got another one with Christopher Russo. Right.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Yep. Up in Rhode Island.
Right.
He's, we're doing that one, I think, first week in April.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think it is.
Do that one too. I can't wait to see my friend, Christopher Russo, my good buddy, Chris. That's the second time or third time, I think, second or third time gone up there to shoot videos. And our own John Spare is going to be working. Now, this is great too, because John Spare, who is a screenwriter.
Right, yeah.
His movie just came out. He is going to prepare these scripts for Christopher Russo. And I'm really excited about that because it's the 90th anniversary of Kirschenbaum, the law firm. 90th. Not that Chris is 90 years old, like William Shatner is 90 years old, but that's how old the law firm is. Chris has been running that firm fantastically for a long time. So we're going to go up there and shoot some great video, and you guys are going to edit those.
Yep.
And so, there's a difference between what we're doing and, everybody talks about the crisp videos out there, these fancy videos that cost an arm and a leg to do. Those are ridiculous videos. I don't advise them. But those are ego videos for your ego.
You're absolutely right. I mean, a lot of those videos, these competing marketing video agencies, you're paying quite a bit, and a lot of it is just for the name, right?
Yep.
They're very established. When it comes right down to it, marketing video isn't so much about the ego. It's not about the brand of whoever makes the video. It's about you. It's about the subject, right? It's about the content that you're putting out into the world. It's one of the best ways that we have right now to interface with your potential clients.
And these are content videos. These are videos that people will search for. That's the point of them. They're not ego bait. That's not what it is.
No, you're right. The content video, it's an engine for your firm's interest to build upon, right? You have I don't know, like a blog or an article, something on your website that it might have great SEO, it might have great keywords, but you're only getting interaction from Google, right? If you have a video that talks about it, one, you could put that on the webpage and it will help. Adding media to web pages has been shown to help with SEO. But then you also have
conversion
that's on YouTube. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for SEO and CRO. But then you also have a video that's sharing the same information, or at least a summarized version of that information on YouTube, the largest video search engine in the world. That video can then be shared on social media. Honestly, it's the possibilities are endless once you have video based around your content from a discovery point of view and from a conversion point of view. You reach out, the people aren't always going to have time to like stop what they're doing, read a 2,000 word blog post, but they can pop in earbuds. They can listen to the content of the video as they're cooking, as they're cleaning. They can watch it as they're laying in bed. They can watch it while they're commuting on the metro. There's so many advantages to having content videos that really make firms more accessible than ever before.
Yes, and people want to see you. They want to see your eyes. They want to see you talk about what you do.
Yeah, it humanizes.
That's what they want. And so if you're not doing video for your practice areas, for your service areas, for what you do, you have to do this. We're not talking about ego videos, your brand videos. Okay, great. Yeah, sure, you can do those, right? But we're talking about videos that get you clients.
Yeah, they're functional.
Yeah. And that's what this is. And so let's talk a little bit about that. Like, what is the difference? Like, and how do you prepare for that? How do we prepare for that? Like, going into it?
Yeah, whenever one of my clients reaches out and says that they want to do videos, maybe they hadn't ever done videos before, maybe they did them a year or two ago, I always advise them to look at the content that's bringing the most traffic to their site, or perhaps the most conversions in certain cases. If it's outdated, one, they should update that content and make it a little more evergreen. But take a look at what people seem to be resonating with on your site and build video content around that. If you already have content, look for how you can break it down to be a little more niche, right? It's good to have an umbrella video, but you can make subcategories of these videos. So a criminal defense attorney, right? They can discuss the court process of the criminal defense system. And then that's a good video, very, very high level criminal defense 101 type thing. But then what if it's DUI versus a drug charge versus theft? It could be a different process, right? And people are going to want to know, okay, I don't need the general overview. I kind of understand how the defense process works, but what do I have to prep for to gear up for my specific situation? And I have a client right now who does that, who's working on breaking down more high level videos into more niche subjects. That is a great way to go about doing it. Take time to look at not just the content that you're pushing out, but like you said, the video is there to display you. It's to put you prominently as like a thought leader in this space. So think about how you want to portray yourself. Are you going to be sitting at a desk? Is it going to be more casual, where you're maybe out in a park? We've found that vertical video is great for certain types of engagements. Those usually work better in a more casual setting. Maybe you're by a pool, at a beach, at a park, near a lake, something with water, oddly enough. Um, or is it going to be more formal? Is it going to be more, this is what you have to do to prep for this really important court case coming up? That's probably best behind a desk. So really think about the environment that you want to put yourself into. And then once you have a good understanding of all that, talk to the people who are going to direct, to produce the videos, like you, whoever's going to fly out and talk to them. They will take everything, all the vision, and help you formulate it into a conducive video, into something that really pushes the content in the light that you want it. And it's easy enough to put yourself in front of the camera, but it really is important to have the people who know the nuances of the equipment. They understand the lighting, they understand the sound, right? Somebody once told me that the difference between professional video and amateur video is light and sound, and it's 100% true. If both of those are there, you're good. If just one of them is lacking, it throws you off, right? And that can really destroy the credibility, the trustworthiness of the subject when they're on the camera. If it comes off looking, kind of shoddy, then it's not going to convert as many people as you would hope it would. But you get the professional team, even if it's just a bare bones crew of 1 or 2 people, some people who know what they're doing. That is how you make a good video, especially in this marketing space.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
So another kind of video that we are just finished, which is our STORYBRAND video. So we are we are implementing STORYBRAND throughout the company. And Matt Tate, who is my chief marketing officer, is busy implementing this throughout. Our website is being updated as we speak. And I believe they've told me this will be done by the end of April, and we should launch this website.
Wonderful.
But the STORYBRAND video that I did many, many months ago that has been edited, but you guys have been working on it. Mm-hmm. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'm holding up this book, Building a STORYBRAND by Donald Miller. I cannot recommend this enough for your business. This is from one marketing person, and I've been doing this my entire career. I'm a marketer. But this man, Donald Miller, has clarified marketing like no one else. And we are implementing this as our marketing foundation. This really is the foundation of how we're going to be from now on. And one of the things is building this STORYBRAND video. And you must read the book, and you must follow. You will understand what I mean once you do that. But the STORYBRAND video is a long video, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's only 8 minutes long.
Around about, I can't remember the exact minute count, but it's about 8 minutes, something like that.
So there's Tom rambling on for 8 minutes about the story of of FWM and how we help people, and how we serve and our clients. And anyway, you'll see it soon because we're almost done, right? It's almost done. It's cooking.
The video is completed.
The video is completed. It's just waiting for the website to be done. Yeah. That's right. So the video is completed, waiting for the website, for the landing page to be done. But this is something that I am recommending for other people too, is to build this STORYBRAND video as well. So let's talk a little bit about that, because that is a completely different thing. So what is a STORYBRAND video, Scott?
So the video it's a single narrative that really describes how our agency can take a client from point A to point B. And really, when it comes down to it, that's all agency work is you find a client who's in one position, they need to be in a different position, ideally a better position. And the video tackles that purpose by really diving into the pain points that our ideal potential clients have, right? Where they're like, maybe the leads aren't coming in, they're spending a lot of money on superfluous things that aren't really helping their marketing or their growth strategy. And we explain examples that we've seen from countless clients and people that we've personally worked with, giving credibility to the work that we've done, explaining some success stories, right? And then about halfway into it, we talk about how that's our purpose, is to be this transformative force, this transformative element in law firms and podiatrists' lives, where things, they fully shift course. We try to attack with emotional appeal. So we're using slow music in the beginning as you yourself are discussing these pain points, these problems that everybody knows way, way, way too well. And then once we start explaining these testimonials, these case results that we have, things ramp up, people get more hyped, and the video becomes less of an explanatory video of like, this is why you're having problems, to this is how you can solve them. It's how we're going to take you up that mountain to be in the better position that you want to be in. Would you agree that's a good explanation?
Yeah, that was fantastic. And by the way, that is exactly what everyone needs to have. If you go down the story, and I've talked to several clients that are adopting this, and many clients have already adopted the STORYBRAND for their own marketing and for their own website. Len Spada, I believe Len Spada is doing this.
Right.
Michael Monteforte is going to be doing this. So these are, and so the video follows the rules. And so you want to make sure that you follow these rules in the video. Anyway, you'll see it, folks, soon enough. Probably by the time, hopefully, when this podcast is published,
that's about right.
Hopefully it'll be right around the same time. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Scott, tell me a little bit about what motivates you. What motivates you? I spent a lot of time complimenting you before this because you're just a wonderful person. You've just done a great job here with me. But what inspires you and motivates you and keeps you going?
I do have to thank you for everything that we talked about before the podcast started. But that's a great question. I'm inspired by so much. I'm one of those people who finds just motivation in everything, right? It's like I'll just be walking down the street, I'll see something and be like, oh, you know what? This building could be better built if we did this, and that. I'm not an architect, I'm just being delusional, but it builds the creativity. And I think that spark of creativity is what really drives everything I do, at work, at school, just in my personal life, etc. We talked about my team, the in-house team of editors that I manage, and Thomas and Liam. Yep. I try every chance I get to allow them to express their own creativity, right? Because, editing video is great. I feel as though after a while it can get a little mundane, Sure. So it's a lot of just cutting out like deep breaths, ahs, etc. So you really got to allow the editor to express themselves, like, how do I want to tell the story best? I have the content here. Are we going to use graphics? Are we going to cut away? Are we going to use green screen? Or we take out the background and put like a video on and they just kind of like pop up as like a picture-in-picture thing. Really allowing the team to stretch their legs is what I love the most about video, and that's where I get a lot of my motivation, my inspiration. Just because I run the team doesn't mean I always know what's best, right? There's times where I say, oh, I think this edit could work with A, B, and C. And then Thomas or Liam will be like, I actually think X, Y, and Z would be better because of these reasons. And I sit back and I'm like, you're absolutely right. That's the better move. And they create.
Well, that says a lot about you as a manager, that you're able to have that back and forth, and that you're not so like, no, do it my way.
Right. Well, thank you. Yeah, you want to be. A lot of people talk about the servant leader, right? You really want to be the one who's not driving everything. You want to be the one that lets everything push itself.
Yeah.
Right. And to do that, it means you have to sort of be the one sitting on the floor looking up at the person that's your direct report, because they're going to have the ideas. They're the ones who have the hands-on activity with the work product. What you think from afar is going to be great might in theory, but it doesn't always play out well. Like human history, we know the best idea is only the best idea when it's in your head. Once you put it out and execute it, mistakes happen, things fall apart. And so you need the support of everyone around you to make a viable product. And video is a great example of that. We are a team, and that's exactly what we are. No one person is truly above anybody else. If somebody has a good idea, that idea will shine.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel too. I mean, same thing, I pitch ideas all the time, and people are like, yeah, that no, Tom. And I'm like, yeah, your ideas are much better than mine. Let's do that. And you and I have had a lot of conversations like that. Like,
both ways.
I like Scott's idea better than mine. So tell me a little bit about your mentors.
Yeah. So just in Foster alone, I've gotten so much mentorship and inspiration from people that we work with every day. Susie Baca, she was on a podcast a few weeks ago. Absolutely love her management style. She just, the way she goes about her day just allows everybody who works under her to just feel the confidence she radiates, and it's contagious in a way. And I'm always striving to be that same type of person. Before earlier this morning, you and I were talking about Gary Vaynerchuk. Huge fan of his. I watch his stuff on LinkedIn, on Instagram, anywhere I can, pretty much daily. I absolutely love everything he does, and he's not directly, but he has rather indirectly explained that leadership is more of an attribute than a characteristic. I can say I snowboard, right? I am a snowboarder, but I can't say that I'm a good snowboarder. Somebody else has to say that.
Right.
And when you had said earlier, before the podcast started, you had mentioned, you've heard people say that, like, I inspire teammates. That was so great to hear, because that's what I would love to be. I aspire to be an inspirational leader, but I can't say, oh, I'm an inspirational leader. Somebody has to tell you that. It has to be attributed to you. And so to hear that this morning was honestly one of the best things you could have ever told me.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. And so the mentors that I choose to follow, I think, are helping me down that path. And you, Buster, you both have very similar but also very different styles of leadership, and learning how you both kind of manage your, I guess I could call it like a duopoly of how Foster runs, has been really intriguing. I've really enjoyed seeing where the strengths are and where the gaps are, and how you guys fill each other's weak spots and your strengths. And it's honestly, it's a phenomenal case study to watch. But outside of like the professional setting, this is going to get cheesy, but I'm motivated by my dad. I come from a super entrepreneurial family. A lot of the people in my family aunts, uncles, grandparents, etc., have started their own business, and my dad is the very same.
What does your dad? What does he do again? What is his business?
Yeah, he's a CPA. He runs Duvall Wheeler down in Manassas, Virginia, and I it's astounding what that company has done. And you just
What is it? Duvall what?
Duvall Wheeler. Yeah.
Wheeler, and that's the accounting firm.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that. I don't think I knew that.
You didn't know that? Yeah.
No, I did not know that. That's fantastic. So he's runs his own. That's great.
Yeah. He's a bit of a serial entrepreneur. He's started a few firms in the past, but the one he runs right now is Duvall Wheeler. And just growing up, watching him go through the different chapters of his life has been wonderful, right? He was in his 30s when I was born, and I just turned 30 last year. So I'm now at a point where my experience with him is the experience that I get to have myself. So it's fun to is fun the right word? I suppose, yeah. It's fun to kind of benchmark myself against someone that I know so well, so deeply. And I do try to embody a lot of the characteristics and what I have attributed to him within myself. And so I find a huge amount of inspiration and motivation in just how he tackles tasks, right? Yeah, he's a master of tact, and that is a skill that I think everybody should really learn. And yeah.
I love that you have your dad as one of your mentors. So Scott, what are some of the, do you have any daily rituals that keep you going?
Daily rituals. I'm trying to get into yoga more and meditation.
Yoga.
Yeah, yoga and meditation. I'm trying to do a lot more. I do SEO work here. I am running the video department. I'm working on 2 master's degrees. I've got a lot of things happening. So it's really beneficial to just take 30 minutes and just collapse into yourself. Just just exist in the infinite. And ever since I've started doing that, I'll fully admit it's not a daily ritual. I'm working on that, but every time I do it, immediately after, things just seem lighter. Yeah. That's it. It's
well, I don't currently do that. I need to get back to it, but I did do that yoga and meditation as a daily ritual myself for years and years and years. Need to get back to it myself. I'm with you on that. That is a great advice for everybody. Meditate, be present,
Yeah.
Be in the moment. Take the time to always be in the moment.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I do not do well. I'm constantly thinking about the future. I live a week ahead, right? And part of why I started meditation is because a lot of people were telling me, Scott, you need to calm down. You need to chill out. And so it's always been a journey for a huge portion of my life to just live in the moment. I've always felt like I'm a floating head trying to predict everything that will happen. And that's insane. You just can't do that, right?
Right.
You just have to take things as they come. One of my favorite sayings is, it is what it is. And I really need to get that tattooed because
my favorite thing too.
I say it is
what it is
at least 5 times a day, honestly. So if that's a ritual, I guess that's it. Just giving up control of
very good. It is what it is. And it's true.
Used to meditate and do yoga. What are your daily rituals?
I get up and I walk the dogs a mile.
Cool.
Morning every day.
Every day.
Every day. Walk a mile.
That's good.
At least a mile and a half sometime.
Wow.
But yep. That is and that is really my kind of meditation exercise, call it what you will. But that is something that it's good for me. It's good for the dogs. The dogs need it. I need it. It's something that has to be done. So in the morning, I'm out there.
Cardio is big.
Okay, so here's my next question.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing you've ever done?
The craziest thing I ever did? Oh gosh. When I was 12 years old, I was at a police academy, and I volunteered to be attacked by a drug dog.
Oh,
And
you
so
told me the story.
I tell you this story?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, for the audience, it's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah.
Is I was put up in the suit, like I couldn't move. They had a helmet on me. It was like a big red like hockey mask type thing, and like a goalie helmet. And everybody had the dog attack them from the front and pull them down, and you got to experience what that was like. And when I came up, they decided to turn me around, so the dog would attack me from the back. Apparently, I don't know this, like how true this is, because I couldn't see anything, but apparently the cop who had the leash lost the leash and the dog dropped me. He like just tackled me from the back and then dragged me across the grassy area that we were. The helmet came off, and I was like, after being dragged what felt like a mile, I was just like laying there. And then I turned to my left, and there's these jaws that just come at me. Luckily, I was okay, but just crazy incidents that have happened.
Wow.
Crazy. And that was when I was 12, and I feel like I peaked there. I'll bungee jump. I've skydived, not skydived. I've hang glided off of planes before, but that, for some reason, that story at 12 was
wow, that's better than hang gliding.
Well, hang gliding, it's crazy in a different sense, right? When I was hang gliding off of a plane. I think we were like half a mile up, something like that. You're tethered to it, and there's it was like a bicycle brake that was jerry rigged to a rope, and so you hit the bicycle brake, and then you just kind of drop a few feet, and then you're just free. The plane flies off, and you're just gliding. And I remember doing it over a abandoned airfield, like a runway, and I was up there for several minutes, and then I turned to my left. So like I'm hang gliding with my arms out in front of me, and I turn to my left, and I actually see a few birds like flying with me, like
wow.
not even 10 feet away. They were right there. And when I went up, they went up. When I went down, they went down. It was
cool.
it was a surreal experience, one of the greatest feelings I've ever had in my life. And when I got down, I was like, you guys won't believe what happened. And they're like, the birds, we saw the birds. And I was like, yeah, like that was so cool. And
flying with the birds, that is very cool.
My parents were like, they were just messing with you, right? They're like, you're in our domain now. And I was like, yeah, I guess I was just visiting them, and it really was an amazing experience. Anybody who has never done that, it's one of my biggest recommendations, to learn how to hang glide and then jump off a plane.
I love that you do all of these. You're so diverse, and you're so, you just do all of this stuff. You're such a unique person, Scott.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm always trying to get adventure wherever I can,
So what do you like? Do you have podcasts you listen to? Do you have any podcasts that you?
Yeah, I'm not the biggest podcast listener. I listen to World of Marketing, right? But the podcast that I constantly go back to is How I Built This by NPR. Guy Raz is a great interviewer. He interviews different entrepreneurs, different creators who have built companies that have in turn designed revolutions. They've become movements, rather. And he's worked with some of the biggest brands, the leaders of some of the biggest brands. A great episode is the one with I think Tony Hsieh, the guy who created Zappos. It's phenomenal. You learn about the story of Burton, of Radio One, of just a number of huge companies that are just timeless at this point.
I'm very interested in that, because I love those stories. I love hearing
Definitely check it out.
The dirt of how because really, like Zappa, like you only hear the good stuff, like right?
Yeah.
But you never hear like, how did this really happen?
Yeah, and they will do the whole roller coaster of the journey.
That's great.
They will talk about what's really like hopping, what was great, what was fine for them, and then of course, like every good story around Act 2, there's a drop, right? And you got to talk about like what went wrong in this story, and then it's really after that, it's just a story of resilience and being able to turn bad luck around, and it's super inspirational. So you asked earlier where I get a lot of inspiration from. That podcast is a big one as well. Yeah,
very good. Well, Scott, I think we're about to run out of time here. And it has been fantastic having you. I appreciate you, as you know, very much, what you do here, but even more than that, you're a good friend. You're a good human being. What you do, I know how you are to others, and keep it up. And I thank you for everything that you do.
Well, thank you, Tom. I really appreciate it. It's been a pleasure working here, and still continues to be. I was happy to be on the show, and I'm looking forward to the future.
Very good. All right, everybody. It's been Tom and Scott on the World of Marketing on my new series. What did I call it? Awesome People That Work at FWM. That's what we're going to call it. All right? All right, everybody. Have a wonderful day, and you take care.